Is it worth living off of your TSP just to postpone your Social Security benefit? Hi, I'm Micah and this is the FERS Federal Fact Check. Today we have a question from Marcia talking about TSP and Social Security, and I love getting these questions because it allows us to frame Social Security sometimes in a slightly different light. So let's listen into our question, explain how it works, and see if we can pull some planning points out so you can help in your retirement. Next, I can retire with 35 years of service at the age of 62. I was considering working about another 10 months and retiring at 63 and get more Social Security. The physical aspects of the job are the disadvantage of staying. Is it a good idea to live off TSP and postpone getting Social Security until 65, which will give me about $600 a month more? Marcia, that is a great question. So let's go through and kind of consider a couple of things that we need to take into account. Now keep in mind, everyone is different, right? Everyone's situation is going to be slightly unique. However, we can look at it and say, what are the planning considerations in this? Then you can take those and apply to your own situation to see what's going to work. One of the things that people get, the comments that I get is, Micah, I want to turn my Social Security on because if I turn it on now, they will never take it away from me. Okay, do we really believe this, right? Has the government ever started something and then taken it away? All right, so probably not that one. So what's the other reasons people want to take Social Security now? Is you've paid into it, you want to get the money out before you die. Okay, that is a legitimate concern. So the question is, how long do you have to live to get your money out? Generally, it's early 80s, right? So if you live past the early 80s, it was probably worth delaying the Social Security. So those are the arguments that we hear all the time. But what's another way that we could kind of spend this to be able to understand it a little bit more? And it has to do with the penalty or potential growth rate of your TSP. So let's take a look. So the way Social Security works, now Social Security is all based in an age band, right? Depending on when you were born is when you are eligible for a full Social Security, between 65 and 67 years young. So I'm gonna take kind of the latter. I'm gonna say 67 is the high end. I don't know what Marcia's FRA is, full retirement age. She says she can take it at 65. I'm not sure where that is, so I'm gonna assume 67 is our FRA and we can kind of get with the concept. So let's say at our FRA, our full retirement age for Social Security was 67. Age is 67 years young. Now you're eligible to take Social Security at 62 years young. However, it comes with a penalty, right? What is the penalty? The penalty is about 6% every single year you delay you take Social Security early. Well, 67 to 62, that's 5 years. This comes with a 30% permanent penalty, right? She was talking about getting more money if she waits. That's what she's talking about. This is a permanent penalty. It never goes away. It also affects your survivor benefits. Something to think about. If you start Social Security, you've now reduced or limited how much your survivor can claim on your Social Security benefits. So that's a pretty big number that's going to be there. So here's the way that I look at this. Instead of looking at a penalty, look at it as a rate of return. Every year you delay Social Security, Social Security is going to give you a 6% guaranteed increase. Now, for my math whizzes out there, I know that it's slightly more, right? But let's just go with this in concept. So you're going to get 6% every single year you delay Social Security. That's a guaranteed rate of return. How much are you getting in your bank account? How much are you getting in your TSP? How much are you getting in your G fund of your TSP? Are you getting 6% in the G fund right now? Absolutely not. Yeah, the CS&I go up and down and it could potentially do more than 6%, but it's not guaranteed. This is the government, at least as we know the current law. They can always make changes whenever Congress decides to, but under current law, if you delay it, it's gonna increase by that 6% because that penalty goes away. That's a phenomenal rate of return. Now, what happens if you wait until after 67? You can wait until 70, which is the max to claim Social Security. Every year you delay past your FRA, you get a guaranteed 8% increase in your Social Security. Again, what is your TSP guaranteed to increase, right? Well, Generally, the TSP is not. You could put it all in the G fund and you're going to get that 1%-ish rate of return. So I like to use this, Marcia, as a rate of return question. Where are you going to make the most money? From a risk factor, this is potentially the least risky side of it because you're going to be guaranteed a 6% increase versus we're not in the TSP. So it very well may be a good decision for you to take money out. What are some other considerations that you have? Well, when are you going to claim Social Security and are you going to work part-time? Remember, there's an earnings limitation. If you take Social Security before your FRA full retirement age and you go get a part-time job, you have some extra income coming in from a different source, that could reduce your Social Security. So not only are you penalized 6% every year for taking it early, but now they're going to reduce it even further for too much income or excess income that you're going to have. So these are all reasons to use those TSP funds, IRA funds, bank account monies, etc., to postpone your Social Security benefit. One of the things that I also like about doing this, Social Security has a great, they'll retroactively pay you for up to 6 months. That's going to be there. So what does that mean? If you don't like this, right? Let's say you start living on the TSP or you live on your bank account money and you're like, you know what, this isn't for me. I really would prefer to go get my Social Security. Go apply. It takes about a month or so to get into effect. It's a pretty fast online process, and they'll actually retroactively pay you for the last 6 months if you wanted that. So it's a great way that you could start taking money from the TSP, your other IRAs, savings accounts, etc. Just keep in mind taxes and how that's going to work, and then allow that Social Security to grow. And if you don't like it, you can always go and apply, and it's a very fast process. So that's the way that I would think about in these decisions that are there. Maybe you want to retire because the job is physically demanding for you, but maybe you use your TSP and IRA funds, allow that Social Security to grow. Again, these are our planning considerations that are there. What is that growth rate that's going to be there? What growth rate am I going to be getting over here? What are my taxes considerations I need to think about? Am I going to have any other extra earned income coming in that could reduce my TSP? Those are the planning considerations that I would use to help answer that question. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Now, if you have a question like this, but you need help with your personal situation, that's actually why we're here. Not only provide great information in an online format, but we actually do personal financial planning one-on-one with individuals and families to help them achieve their goals. So if you're curious on how your benefits apply to your retirement scenarios, then click that initial consultation link below, get scheduled on our calendar so we can sit down and chat about your situation. And until then, happy planning.